This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Hello, team. How are you?
Hello, Matthew Pavley.
How are you?
Are you tired?
Well, sort of, but I'm at Omega House, so I'm not that side because I'm not a bad spot.
What are you? Are you out?
What is it? What is Amiga House?
I'll show you. So it's like this sort of a pop-up sort of thing where they just bring all their clients and athletes and whatever.
Do you get a free watch?
Like it's, yeah, I'm pitching for one. Sort of bar area or whatever in the back.
Are you supposed to be there?
No. Security is chasing me, don't worry.
No, they're behind you. They're behind you.
That's why I have to go back out the front. I'm getting out the front so security doesn't get me.
Yeah. That's too good.
Wow. You are in Paris. You are in
No, this
Paris.
is apparently Michael Phelps and also Cindy Crawford and all these people here yesterday. But we're here obviously for the plebs. That's why I got in. So.
It's like surfing. They're like, you should have been here yesterday. All the great people were here yesterday.
Can I just say, I love it that I'm over there in Paris with all the Olympians. Matthew Pavlich is a pleb. That's hilarious. Can I please come in?
Come home to where you're royalty, Pav.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to feel. I've got a complex.
Don't you know?
Can we please send a plane full of Dockers fans to where he is right now?
Following around me, his hype girl. Amazing.
Well, you know what? I did like the fact I was in. I was at the hockey the other day, and a guy came up to me. I heard this guy saying, Pav, and I was like, that can't be someone saying my name.
Yeah.
But I looked behind, he's wearing a Fremantle Dockers polo and a Fremantle Dockers hat. So, of all places to be rocking the Freo kit, it was. But I'm glad someone noticed me. Like it's been a long time since someone.
Spent a long time in the desert.
I'm glad someone noticed me.
Oh, Pav. We still love you, so that's amazing.
Oh, my God, but come home. We'll build a statue of you.
It's been it's a nice. This is luxury in here. It's actually a very cool event. So.
Yeah. Pav, I saw you were hanging out at the water polo the other night. So they switched you from the equestrian to water polo.
Well, somehow I'm the Swiss Army knife or the jack of all trades. I don't know. Like I've been sent to water polo, equestrian, boxing, hockey. What else have I done? Golf. I've been out.
Yeah,
so it's been
I know.
awesome.
I watched you at
the
the golf. So at the golf. Hey, okay.
It's been very cool.
You're a very good organizer of your time, and you do all your research and stuff like that. But what do you what out of all those were you the least prepared for?
Equestrian.
Unless horses are running really fast, you're not really across it.
Hey, did you see Snoop Dogg down there?
No, it was really equestrian was where I felt the most out of depth. But what I brought it back to was they're just an athlete who's trying their best, and you know you're trying to connect with that emotional side. So I mean, my role is not an expert role, so all I'm doing is interviewing the athlete. So I feel pretty comfortable doing that.
Yeah. So you said you're at the boxing. Will you be at Caitlin Parker's fight?
Yeah. So I'm at the golf tomorrow, our time here in Paris. Minjee Lee and Hannah Green, both WA stars, are teeing off tomorrow morning. So I'm out there tomorrow and hoping to get the Caitlin Parker fight. So she's in the semi. So, so good to see WA's best cutting their path against the world's best.
Yeah,
awesome.
too good.
Pav, we all in the media get some really amazing opportunities. This, of course, is next level for you. And I know you're over there for work, but have you had a pinch me moment where you're going, oh, my God, do you catch yourself in a moment and sort of go, shit, look at me?
Yeah, there was, I think being out at the equestrian and being at the Palace of Versailles, just seeing
it's amazing, isn't it?
some of those, it's very, very impressive. But then, almost every day you walk down a street in Paris, you go, oh my God, that's not in Perth. Just the beautiful trees, the iron sort of balconies and these beautiful cream buildings.
Every building over there is like the State Building.
It's beautiful,
And everywhere where we are, we're in the 17th arrondissement, so that's right near the Arc de Triomphe. So we often go past the Arc every day. We're basically in around the Arc, and that is such an impressive structure. So again, there's no arc in Perth.
There's no arc in Perth. Did you see all the people on the road in front of the arc taking photos and everyone fighting with each other?
You know what? I went for a run early last Saturday morning. I got up and went for a run about 7 a.m. and I actually got up to the arc and I ran. I felt like I was James Bond or like Tom Cruise in a movie for a second because I could run on the road, like no cars, all the way around. So I've got some footage of that. I'll show you that.
No way, yeah.
That's wild.
Natalie getting up early and running in France.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're an idiot.
Especially when there's so many other people there who are faster.
There is no way I'd drive around that thing, though. I'm happy to run around it, not drive around it.
Hey, Pav, great news overnight for us that Arissa True picked up a gold medal. Extraordinary effort.
Yeah.
But, she's 14, our youngest ever gold medalist. One of the girls in that skateboarding, who skateboarded for China, was 11. Does that make you look at your own children a little bit differently? Like, because your kids are getting up to that sort of age. They should be. Why aren't they in the Olympics?
Well, I spoke to Harper early tonight saying, what the hell's going on?
Lift your game.
Isn't it?
Like, come on, why aren't you over here? No, look, it's incredible. And I think that's the beauty of bringing in some of these, I guess what maybe traditionalists would say are alternative sports, is that you get these younger kids participating. It's awesome to see. Maybe it's a bit young, frankly, but it's awesome to see them doing so well on the world stage. And, she's a star. Did you hear her interviewed? She was awesome.
You know what, though? There would be parents last night that had a meltdown screaming match with their 14-year-old, and their 14-year-old says, I hate you, and all this sort of stuff.
The door.
And then there's this 14-year-old getting Olympic gold with their parents going, yay! You're looking at your kid going, oh, my God, what did I do?
But it's an opportunity for the parents to go, why aren't you doing that?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you won't let me go down the skate park, will you?
Hey, isn't it amazing that we just found out that so many of the Australian Olympic swim team had COVID during their swims. So if they did that well with suffering from COVID or the after effects of COVID, imagine if they were healthy. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's certainly doing the rounds over here. I think a lot of people we've had gastro. I think we've had food poisoning as a part of our cohort that are over here.
Oh, really?
And certainly people are. Yeah, and certainly a lot of people affected by COVID as well. So, incredible effort. And obviously being in around some of the athletes, they're doing all they can to protect themselves. And now I think some of the swimmers are just letting loose because I think they're all hungover and a bit dusty.
Well, Gina's throwing parties for them on yachts, so why wouldn't you?
I tell you what, to have Gina Reinhardt in your back pocket, because I reckon that she would be open for any of them to call her any time for anything. They got a pair of golden Rossi boots.
I know, but then they have to.
What would your first text to Gina be?
Oh, what I could have would be I would have a list of different things that I'd like.
But then you've got to publicly come out and say that you hate that portrait of her that's hung at the gallery.
I'll say that.
Oh,
oh, what's happened over there?
I'm being kicked out.
All right, it's time to let Pav go. He's been tackled by security.
You go and enjoy the hospitality at Omega House, you posh thing.
No.
Love your work, Pav. Thanks, mate.
Bye, buddy.
There, dude.
All right,
bye.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Live from Paris, Luttsy, good morning.
Good morning. How did Shaun's career open up after the Dockers? I was just listening to the promo there.
We've been laughing.
That was his peak right there.
It's called irony.
Yeah, we've been laughing, Luttsy, that Shaun's been sick for most of this week during the biggest celebration of world sport.
Yeah, I wonder what he's been doing.
So the two non-sports reporters are doing the sports report.
Yes.
So do I have to speak sport, or do you want me to get just the latest results out of the way, and then we can have some
talk about the Dockers or something?
Yeah. Listen, we did get a couple of we're still third in the medal tally.
I know, how good's that?
Which is
I know.
Pretty amazing, because everyone was going to say when the swimming ends we drop off, and we may still a little bit, but I'll tell you what, 14, I think we're at 14 golds now. Yep. There's that young skateboarder,
who is 14?
Arissa True.
I know, amazing.
Who was 14. I think it's our youngest gold medalist the nation's youngest gold medalist. Jack Robinson, the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Oh, can I just say, did you read about where they were staying on their... They had a ship out there. They had their cruise ship out there. And they did a tour of it.
There was
they basically brought it back in. That looked like
magicians and stuff.
Yeah, that looked like the sickest place ever. Yeah. And they were just also casual. They're all like hanging speakers off their balconies with each other because they're all friends.
Yeah.
Athletes had their own rooms, real beds.
Real beds.
It was nuts. It looked so good over there.
And they got to surf all day.
Yeah, but having said they got the surf all day, and one of the most dangerous places in the world.
True, there is that. I mean, and that's the thing. The guy that beat Jack Robinson, he's a local. It's his local break.
Yeah.
Surfs it all the time.
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's still awesome. Silver. I think we got a cycling bronze overnight. Yep. The Boomers are out. They got beat by Serbia in the quarters.
Yeah.
And for the track and field nuts. Oh, by the way, the Aussie women's water polo team are through to the semis.
Yeah, that's good. So
they're that's amazing. They're one match away from
and we've got
the gold and silver.
Our pursuit team in the cycling broke the world record and are through to the semis as well.
I'm sorry, what about the biggest news? The Olympic penis, the pole vaulter, has been offered $390,000 porn deal to do an hour of him fiddling with himself on a live stream.
I mean, so what? A $390,000 contract?
Just for an hour of fiddling with yourself. So you spend, 3 hours fiddling with yourself, don't you, Luttsy? Imagine just an hour of that.
My screen time's been way up the last 2 weeks over here in Paris, mate. Don't worry about that.
You've been spending a bit of time out of the track and field, haven't you?
Yeah, I actually have, and we've been. Sorry, just a changing tack.
Yes,
there is one, Jessica Hull. For those that don't know track and field really well, she finished second, only in the first round, through to the semis. But she's the girl that came out and ran like a 7-second PB over the last sort of 6 months. She's a genuine medal prospect for the women's 1,500 metres out the track. I think that the semi will be in 2 days. I don't know why we're speaking about semis and things like that.
$390,000 in your bank account. You just give us the word.
Anyway, so that's exciting stuff. Now the only other thing, the athletics tonight, there was a massive boil over in the men's 1,500 metres. The two real favourites, one of whom I backed, bet responsibly, we got beaten heavily by the American, who was like no chance. That was a huge boil over in the world of athletics, but a very exciting night. And that, speaking of pole vaulting, there's that guy Mondo Duplantis who broke his world record.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that was... And I've now seen him break the world record 3 times because he keeps doing it. Because the cool thing he gets, and he gets big bonuses, not 390,000, but probably about, he probably does, probably $500,000 every time he breaks the world record. Yeah. And because of pole vaulting, you can do it incrementably, whatever that word is. Yeah. So each time he just does it by 1 centimetre.
Yeah.
So now he's broken...
Puts his hand out...
It's amazing.
Yeah, give me another $1 million.
Yeah.
So it's actually genius.
You touched on it. How much have we bet? And are we up or are we down?
I haven't done a lot. I'm down. The guy that got beaten by a pole vaulter's, in the 1,500 metres tonight was the guy I backed. He came second.
So who was that? Who did you back?
Josh Kerr.
Okay, yeah.
I backed the penis and I got $4,000. So
you backed it to knock the pole off?
Yeah,
I mean, what are the chances?
I did.
Well, you would know that. That's an inside. That's some insider trading.
That's insider trading.
Oh, what's next, Luttsy? What are you going to watch today? Tomorrow for you.
Again, I'm a track and field nut, but I'm actually going to see the women's golf on Friday, where Lee, we've got a real superstar in the women's game. That, I don't know, could potentially medal if she's up to speed. So I'm going to have to watch that, but mostly just athletics for me. I'm a bit tired, guys.
How is it going? How is the off-field stuff going for you? Because we know is it there? Nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go out tonight, but I did. Go a bit hard the first few nights, to be honest with you, till 5 a.m. That's taking its toll. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting older.
That's right.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, remember?
Yeah. I want to know, there's been an Olympic swimmer from Great Britain, Adam Peaty, has come out and he's said basically the food in the village was so gross, there was worms in the fish, it was inedible, and it was one of the major...
Did they get the fish from the Seine?
It was, obviously. Well, it was one of the major issues with all the athletes there, but yet all the Olympic officials are trying to keep that quiet and all the coaches are trying to keep that quiet, going, everyone's got the same thing. You've been speaking to athletes. What have they said about the food in the village, honestly?
Yeah, well, the Aussies try and eat. They don't even eat. Most of them don't even go to the 24-hour
cafeteria.
Which used to have a lineup outside at other Olympics.
Yeah. They cater all their own food. They've got two of those, two of the coffee, whatever
baristas,
they call them, bloody baristas on things. They pretty much do everything in house. They also air condition their own apartments. So the Aussies just don't rely on it anymore. And I reckon food and the stuff up there, not only in the village, also for people at venues, for me as a 2032 for Brisbane sort of thing, like one of the things we can learn is that just the food and drinks was an absolute nightmare. You didn't even bother lining up. Everything took a million, there was no food when you got there, and it took at least half an hour to an hour to get anything anyway. So that's been an epic fail from over here, I reckon.
And it's one of the great foodie destinations in the world.
It should be the best, right? Yeah, you go to restaurants, that's world class.
We see with athletes, food is so important.
Yeah, that's right.
And eating at certain times is so important, and keeping your protein up is so important. So I think the lessons they're going to learn from this is also a dry Olympics is stupid, number one.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. And number two is the food. Let's not worry about vegan and sustainability. Let's just get the athletes what they need. And number three is check if your local water source is dirty.
Check that there's rats in the triathlon.
And if you have to spend $2.8 billion to clean it up,
then don't swim there.
It's also not enough.
Don't do it.
Don't swim there.
Exactly.
They're not going to hold the swimming in the Brisbane River, are they?
I think it's been unswimmable for 100 years or something like that. Anyway, they've got 2 weeks cleaned up. Okay, well, why didn't you do that before? In the 80th year or the 60th year?
Ridiculous. And it keeps happening. There's always satires on the Olympics that they do when they come out. Before 2000, it was the Games, which was this hilarious story, but it becomes real. That it actually starts happening. It keeps happening that these faux pas keep happening with the Olympics time and time again. When are we going to learn?
I know, and the eyes of the world are on them. Do you know what I mean?
If they actually poured in truckloads of toilet duck in the water, because toilet duck cleans your toilet, and that was basically like a toilet. Would that have worked?
But would you swim in your toilet?
After being toilet ducked, yes.
No, but what is the toilet duck going to do to the athletes?
Well, better than the bloody E. coli.
Smell decent.
Exactly. Lemon fresh.
Look at that Blue Man Group in Las Vegas.
Exactly. Now we know what that Papa Smurf character from the opening ceremony was. He was an ode to toilet duck. Luttsy, we love your work. Time to go home and get some rest, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Enjoy the last few days.
Keep checking in. It's coming to the end. There's 3 or 4 days left, but it's funny. It's good.
We'd love to have you on again. If anything, just for proof of life. Just want to make sure you're okay. Okay?
Much love, guys. Much love to Shaun.
Love your work, buddy. Thank you.
Shaun's probably over there. Don't
actually, Luttsy, big fan. You are a big fan of the
rugby.
With me.
Shaun's staying with you.
Hey, before we go, Luttsy, did you know the Wallabies are headed to Perth to play South Africa? Did you know that?
Oh, I know they are. They're going to Brisbane and Perth as well.
Yeah.
Are you giving away tickets?
We are.
So, Luttsy, we're going to close the lines for you. 13 24 10, Luttsy, if you want to get your phone ready.
And there's a gold. It's a gold double pass to see the Rugby World Champions. How about that?
Stop it.
Yeah, I know.
That's
to see the Wallabies go head-to-head with reigning Rugby World Cup champions South Africa. Tickets at ticketmaster.com.au. But Luttsy, do you want them?
Call now, Luttsy.
Call now.
Right, try and beat Luttsy.
Be caller number 6.
No, be caller number Luttsy. Good luck.
Love your work, Luttsy. Thanks, buddy.
See you, buddy. Bye-bye.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.